Cleveland, Ohio. Hugh Jackson didn't sign his old pal A.J. McCarron himself, but he recommended him to Bills GM Brandon Beane, who rescued McCarron from free agent limbo just days after the Browns traded for Buffalo's Tyrod Taylor. "I actually spoke to Hugh Jackson the night before we signed him. Texted with two other coaches of his that I know," Beane said in a press conference Friday. "And the word they told me about AJ that got me fired up was competitor, and I love that. This guy has an edge to him. He's been backing up Andy Dalton, who's their franchise guy. He filled in, I believe, 4 games. Should have won a playoff game. Had an unfortunate fumble, but they were down 15-0, I believe, in the 4th, and he brought them back. Made a big throw to AJ Green. We watched every throw of his and what he did and thought he did some real good things. Thought he's got upside and that's what he'll do." Single quote. With the NFL world poised for Jackson to make good on the failed McCarron trade from October and scoop him up in free agency, the Browns surprised folks by trading for Taylor on Friday, sending their 3rd-round pick, No. 65 overall, to Buffalo. So, the Browns got the quarterback in Taylor that the Bills no longer wanted. And the Bills got the quarterback the Browns no longer wanted in free agency in McCarron, after they nearly traded a 2018 and 2nd and 3rd-round pick for him in October. "I hope that's a great situation for Taylor," Beane said. "I will root for Tyrod for the rest of his career other than when he's playing the Bills. I think he's in a good spot. In my conversations with John Dorsey, they were super excited about what he is going to bring. And I thought it was important of us to be fair to him and put him in a spot that they were going to surround him with talent. I just wanted to say publicly thanks to Tyrod for his efforts here and we wish him the best." Single quote. And the two teams might not be done yet when it comes to trades and quarterbacks. The Bills traded up from No. 21 to No. 12 in the draft in a trade with the Bengals, and appear to be on the move to draft a quarterback. The Browns, who have a good working relationship with the Bills as evidenced by the Taylor trade, have the No. 1 and No. 4 overall pick, and Dorsey reiterated Thursday that he's open for business. "Call my phone," he said. Taylor hopes to bridge the Browns to the Super Bowl. Beane pumped the brakes on the notion that they're climbing for their QB of the future. "Everyone assumes we're going higher than 12, he said. "I don't know what we're doing. I honestly don't. We've got 6 weeks until the draft. Over that time, I'll get to know every player, not only the QBs." Single quote. He acknowledged that the move up gives them a chance to land an elite player they covet. "We're in the range for those guys now," he said, "and that's not necessarily quarterback." Quote, Beane said McCarron is coming in to compete for the starting job and now doesn't have a franchise player in his way. He felt good about the opportunity to come in and win the job, said Beane. The Bills signed McCarron to a 2-year deal worth $10 million, including a $4 million signing bonus and $7.9 million guaranteed. The Browns assumed Taylor's $16 million contract for 2018, including a $6 million bonus due today. Over the next few years, it will be interesting to see how the Taylor-McCarron situations play out. It should be remembered, however, that Jackson coveted Taylor last year, when the Bills were pondering whether to cut him or pay him $27.5 million for the 2017 season. He had just hired former Bills QB's coach David Lee, and it seemed a natural fit. When the Bills opted to keep Taylor, Jackson turned his attention to other veterans such as Jimmy Garoppolo and McCarron. "It is not about comparisons between Taylor and McCarron, or anything like that," Jackson said Thursday. "We made a decision that this was best. I think it was said earlier. I think sometimes because of the AJ connection with me and Cincinnati, Everybody thought that is what it was, and because of the opportunities a year ago. That is not what this was about. Last year we were trying to get Tyrod Taylor, too. So here it is. We were able to get a guy on the football team that I feel really good about, that our offensive staff feels really good about, and that our personnel staff feels really good about. Quote, the Bills feel the same way too.